Hello everyone, I'm Tina from Angel's Morning Call.
Hi, I'm Kiko.
In Angel's Morning Call, we deliver to you the teachings of Master Ryuho Okawa. And in the last episode, we talked about the theme of hell. And we told you the truth that hell is like a hospital for the soul. And that if you realize the mistakes of your mind and reflect on them, you can rise up to heaven.
Wow, I myself really like the idea that being born on earth is like a test to polish ourselves. Now we heard that the heaven is divided into several levels. Today we will learn about the criteria of how to get to heaven.
That's right. Then let's hear the teachings of Master Okawa.
Heaven has different levels of worlds, just as students are placed in different classes of their placement tests, and is divided into groups based on their spiritual level. Usually placement tests measure students' academic abilities, but in heaven it's faith. The level of faith is measured. They are ranked solely based on their level of faith. There are the fourth to the fifth, sixth dimension and beyond. Each of them is divided into about 3 levels and furthermore broken down. Every group depends on their level of faith. Spirits in hell do not have religious faith. Those with mistaken beliefs, atheists and materialists, or hypocrites who acted like they had faith but didn't really believe in their hearts. Those who went to church every Sunday only for the sake of appearances will also find themselves in hell after they die. The first requirement for entering heaven is faith. It is to have a heart of believing in God or Buddha. We also need to believe that humans are spiritual existences, that the spirit world is the real world, and this world is a temporary world. This is the basic prerequisite for entering heaven. After entering heaven, spirits are divided regarding the level of faith. First, have faith. Second, behave in such a way that our actions, deeds, and practices accord with faith. It's not enough just to believe. Actions need to reflect faith. We can go higher as our actions begin to correspond with our faith.
Wow, how did you like it? You can read this lecture in My Journey Through the Spirit World.
I love the cover.
Yeah,
Wow.
Me too, it's beautiful. On page 74, Master said, "In this world, placement tests measure students' academic abilities, but in heaven, it is the level of spirit's faith that determines which level of heaven they should reside in. Spirits in heaven are ranked solely based on their level of faith." Wow. Kiko, you have been studying in Happy Science for a while, so can you tell us what type of person do you think has really deep faith?
Well, I think someone with really deep faith is someone who doesn't blame other people or the environment when they are in difficult situation, but instead they think this problem is given from God as a training. It's a chance for myself to improve. And when I see someone who can accept the situation with positive thinking, make an effort, and doesn't blame God, I think they are someone with deep faith. There are people who have lived according to God's wish. For example, Mother Teresa and Martin Luther King. They dedicated their lives to God and to save all people from suffering. I think they had very pure and strong faith.
That's true. Beautiful examples. Yeah, they took action, didn't they, based on their faith. And Master Okawa mentioned this also in the same lecture. Let's take a look. On page 76, Master said, "As our actions begin to correspond with our faith, we will gradually move up to higher worlds in heaven." I heard that those who just pose as believers but don't actually believe will find themselves in hell. So it's important to believe truly. And if you believe, the gates of heaven will open. But it's when you take action based on your faith that you can step closer to God and go to the higher realms of heaven. It's really amazing that there's stages of progress of faith and that we're all on this eternal path of development.
Yeah, and that's why, first, I would like everyone to know that human beings are spiritual beings. The spiritual world is the true world, and the earthly world is a temporary world. Master also said that this is the starting point of faith. And when you awaken to this truth, your attitude toward life will change 180 degrees. So we won't live our lives for status, honor, and all worldly pleasure. But instead we will live for the sake of refining our souls. In the end, what you can take with you to the other world is your mind.
Yeah, it's too bad that in modern day people have forgotten those.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they don't know much about faith, do they? But actually, faith is the most important thing. And I wish we could tell everyone that faith is beautiful and having faith is noble. And treasure your heart of faith.
You can find out more in Happy Science Monthly magazine. Happy Science teaches us to enhance and purify our faith through the perspective of love taught by Jesus and the perspective of enlightenment taught by the Buddha. Both Jesus and the Buddha are from the highest level of heaven, the world of the gods, the ninth dimension. There are other people like Moses, Confucius, and Zeus there. I think it is a very wonderful worldview filled with love to see that various high spirits are working together to guide all people through the religions of the world.
Yeah, that's the key to resolve conflicts between world religions. Master Okawa teaches that we all come from one origin, one source. So in Happy Science, you learn not only the teachings of the laws of the mind to brighten your own life, but you also learn the teachings of the cosmic scale, of the Creator, the will of God who created us all. So the more you learn, the more you will develop and expand your heart of faith.
Yeah, and I would like to deepen my faith and study the teachings that opens the heaven, the gate of the heaven, and lead us to true enlightenment.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, you can find more on this lecture in My Journey Through the Spirit World. And there's so many real descriptions of the spirit world that will open your eyes to a whole new world.
Wow.
So please read it.
Yeah, please.
And Kiko, you brought something with you today, a movie that you recommend?
Yes. This is Happy Science movie called The Laws of Eternity. So you can experience the spiritual world with colors and sounds.
I love this movie.
Me too.
Well, in our next episode, we will focus on the secret of reincarnation.
Reincarnation? Like being reborn?
That's right. Let's find out all about it.
Okay.
See you next time.
Bye.